Hey guys, what's going on? Flawless Crested Geckos here. Will, Audra.
Hi.
Coming to you guys with another video. The last one went so well that we decided to roll out with another one this week for you guys. This is going to be based on a couple, either one or two questions we had come through our Instagram yet again. Keep those questions coming. We love it. Even if it's put down in the comments down below, or you message us or email us. We love helping everyone. Everything disclaimer, this is our opinion. This is just something that, hey, it's just coming straight from us, or what we do, or how we operate.
These are really two questions that we get a lot of times from beginners, which is, that's really important that we educate beginners on, certain animals in the reptile industry. I think people who have had any experience with crested geckos and other reptiles in the field, they know that crested geckos are legitimately one of the easiest reptiles to start with. They're one of the easiest reptiles to keep, even for veteran keepers.
Right.
I haven't really talked to very many people who are experienced with reptiles that have had issues like actually having cresteds either.
Right.
I've had maybe a few that thought that they needed a lot more than what they did. They're like, I found out crested geckos don't need heat inside or anything like that. They're like, they're room temperature.
Which is actually
animals.
a huge selling point as well.
Yeah, it is. For children, it's a far easier animal to get them used to reptiles. It's, for just people, for beginners in general, it's just easy. So two of those questions that we get a lot from, actually the first question really we get a lot from is how they drink water.
Wow.
A lot of people, when they first find out about cresteds and they look out there, they'll see like bioactives and things like that. They are told by a lot of people that crested geckos don't drink stationary water.
Right.
And that's just simply not the case. That is one of those things that, they'll lick water, beads of water off of the leaves and things like that. If that's how you water your geckos and you miss, that's not wrong, but they will also drink stationary water like in a water bowl. And we've never had a problem with that. We'll see them crawl right up to the bowl and jump in like,
Right.
they're just like all in it. A little tongue just licking the water.
You have to be mindful to constantly keep changing the water out.
Yes.
Because by being so moist and wet, they often use the bathroom in their water as
They
well.
do.
So you got to constantly keep cleaning that out and providing fresh drinking water. But they definitely drink
Which,
it.
when they do that, I keep telling him, like, go ahead, crap in your water all you want to, because that's a lot easier of a cleanup than them doing it all over the sides of the enclosure, all over everything. I mean, oh my goodness.
So don't be afraid to put a small, shallow, standing drinking water dish for your crested geckos, gargoyle geckos, chihuahua, lychees. We've done it for all of them.
All your New Caledonia species.
Yes, we've done drinking water for all of them. Definitely, it's been beneficial.
Well, I say all of them, all of the ones that we've had experience with, obviously.
Right. I'm sure it also, to a certain extent, raises the humidity in the initial vicinity of the animal as well. So if you have it in their enclosure, it's going to be a little bit of a higher humidity inside the enclosure than outside the enclosure with
Absolutely. So that's the first question. And again, like I say, it's our opinion, but it's become fact as well because it continuously happens. And across the board, multiple breeders who, are far more experienced than even we are, they've all found that to be the same case. It's just, typically it's a lot of times when I think some say, oh, they don't drink standing water. They've never actually tried it. So,
or they may have an internal fear themselves of providing, water dishes.
Water dishes, yeah. But that works really well, especially when, say, with crested, they don't eat every single day. So if you want to go on a weekend vacation somewhere and it's kind of dry in your house, like drier than maybe you live in a more arid part of the country, then by putting an actual stationary, glass of water or container of water in there, you're making sure that your gecko is staying hydrated while you're gone. because you can go on like a short weekend trip.
Which also piggybacks off the last video we did. If you put a humid hide in it as well, that's going to be one of the last points in that enclosure to dry out. It will dry out eventually, probably when you come back. But if the entire enclosure dries out and your gecko needs humidity, it's going to get in that humid hide and hang out in there for a bit.
They don't have very many brain cells, but one of the brain cells they do have is they know where that moisture is.
Right.
Yeah. So.
And the next question was...
So the
hey
next
guys, Flawless Crested Geckos here, Will, Audra, and we're here to tell you about our Patreon.
Yes, going through tough times, you got to know that Flawless is always going to have your back. If you go over to patreon.com/flawlesscrestedgeckos, you'll see all the perks and benefits it is there for you to come and support us on our Patreon. $50 a month turns around and goes right back into your Flawless Crested Geckos savings account for you to use towards your next purchase.
Any purchase. We also give awesome benefits such as 5% off the top of the price of the gecko. We get free merchandise, t-shirts, we have stainless steel tables, tools, all kinds of goodies. We also give free shipping to our members all year round, no blackout dates. And, you know, we give awesome tips, or we think we do anyway.
That's right. So go over to patreon.com/flawlesscrestedgeckos.
And join our family.
So the next question or comment that we get a lot, and we'll see this a lot when we go to shows and we're vending, and there are beginners that are coming up to the table and they'll pick up a Crested, and amongst their own conversations, they may not, you know, talk to us like directly off, but they'll look at them and they'll say to each other, well, you know, oh, these have got tails, or this one doesn't, but that's okay, it'll grow back. And immediately that tells me, okay, they don't know about Crested Geckos.
Right.
So Crested Geckos, their tails, once they drop, they're gone.
Right.
Like, it is not a grow back thing. They do not grow back.
Gargs, they'll grow back.
Gargs grow back, leechies grow back, but Crested Geckos do not grow back. And so we lovingly refer to those little guys that don't have a tail as frog butts.
Right.
You'll hear a lot of people refer to Crested Geckos with no tail as frog butts. And they are cute. I mean, they don't...
You have some people that search to actually shop for them. Shop for them already.
People actually like that look. So some people get weirded out by tails.
Yeah, because some people also think, which we'll put it out there, that... the gecko, no matter what the gecko is, but it lessens the value of a gecko if they lose their tail, but it doesn't.
No.
It's just something that happens. It can happen for no rhyme or reason. People think that initially is just stress related.
It's not.
It can happen anytime. Fireworks, 4th of July, it can happen anytime.
That's one thing I have mentioned before, I think in a video before. I can't tell you where or which one, but you know, I have actually seen like animals that were rescues they still very much have their tail, but they are skin and bones, and they are dehydrated and they're malnourished and all these things. But that is the ultimate stress that you could put your gecko under, and yet they still have their tails. So it really just depends, and a lot of times people have said, you know, oh, well, they don't think geckos have personalities. We never said that they don't have personalities. We said they don't have like human emotions, like most, you know, like your dog or cat or whatever.
Absolutely.
They prefer you to kind of leave them alone. But
that I agree.
The personalities, like we have one, Yoshi, for instance. Hey, he's not afraid of nothing. Not a single thing.
You open his enclosure, he just wants to breed. So
he's coming out.
Bite you,
he's like, what's up?
Yeah.
And then like Ric Flair, everybody like laughs at me because I call Ric Flair my little old man. He's my old Southern gentleman is what he is. It's like, I feel like he should have like a cigar and like a golfer's hat.
We got to do a little animation of it. And make a sticker out of it.
We should. See, that's a good idea. So Ric Flair, his little personality is just chill. Yeah. Like he has no problem with you picking him up, moving him around. He'll just look at you like, okay. And then I've got some females that are just crazy as mess.
Yep.
They are like absolutely insane. We have one, I remember the one that was, I think it was a lotto kid. And she was just like bing, 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 bing. And I'm like, I cannot wait to get rid of you. Like, somebody buy you, please. Like, be bald. And actually, that one did get bald.
And then they also go through changes. We've had some that start off young and just wild and crazy, and You know, you have your interactions with them, and then out of nowhere, they're like, look, I'm grown. I'm not acting crazy anymore. They chill. Kodak was one. You know, he's pretty chill now. And it's like, you can take him out, take photos, show him off, the whole 9 yards. So sometimes they just kind of got to come into their own.
Well, it's like Vixen. Honey, Vixen's the coolest gecko.
Yeah,
because she used to be crazy as mess, spastic. And after she, you know, got a little older, she was bred a couple of years, like it was like maybe her second year breeding. And she, like, now she's funny because, honey, she's a hunter, number one. As soon as her crickets come in, they go.
She her crickets.
Yeah, you'll hear her. I mean,
and it's funny, and as spastic as Vixen was, she's super, super calm now.
Yeah.
And I mean, bouncing off the walls type spastic, and she still has her tail. You know, like, so some of them it's just, you know, hey, this is what they're doing. They're gonna throw their tail just to piss you off or annoy you. And
that's what it is. It's like the different personalities. Like sometimes a gecko is a little bit more anxious. They're a little bit more jumpy. They're a little bit more afraid of their own darn shadow type of gecko. And those tend to be the ones that drop it quicker than the ones that are like chill, like Ric Flair.
Right.
Like he doesn't really he just doesn't let anything bother him.
So the major gist of it, you know, the takeaway of it is we've experienced a lot when it comes to the crested geckos. We don't get very many drop tails, but it does. I mean, it happens. You know, it's just a part of it, and it's not, you know, out of the norm for a crested gecko to drop his tail.
It's like, I think we mentioned it in the last video, which was the reason why we said we were going to make this video.
Right.
Was that sometimes temperature spikes can actually create that, make that happen.
Temperature spikes,
humidity problems,
walk past their enclosure, turn on the light. So basically,
it rains
any rhyme, any reason, things can happen.
Yes.
You know, but it's not the end of the world. You know, don't get discouraged.
No,
we actually had a Patreon member contacted, a little discouraged because they had a gecko that dropped their tail. It's a part of it, unfortunately.
It is.
And, you know, you can't control that aspect of it.
And, you know, aside from just legitimately you being too handsy with a gecko, like constantly messing with them, constantly being on top of them, constantly having them out and stressing them out that way, chances are nothing that you do or don't do is going to, you know, cause a tail drop. Like, that's not your fault. A lot of times it just happens. Seasoned breeders, people who have been breeding for quite some time, that in and of itself, like, can make a gecko drop its tail. Like, if you've ever seen a breeding actually take place, I mean, it's kind of a little violent at times. Like, they be over there like, I feel bad. I'm like, okay. But it's funny because as rough as the males sometimes are, some of those females are absolutely rougher. They'll turn around and they're like,
especially when they got some size to them, you know. Ouch. I'm being serious.
Don't even start.
When the females chase the males around.
Don't do it.
But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Actually, it's Thursday today. You know, this is another video, second video of the week. Guess what? You guys are lucky. We also got a live tomorrow night.
Yes.
So if you guys aren't doing much of anything, come hang out with us tomorrow.
Yep, we're going to be talking to Slab Side.
Yep, Friday, 9 p.m., which is tomorrow, Slab Side Gecko.
And again, these are these interviews, these lives that we hold it's called On the Spot.
Right.
If you're looking for it actually in our feed of our videos, they are specifically set up right now for Patreon members.
Right.
Patreon members, we're trying our best to help them move their business forward.
Right, because everybody can grow.
Yeah,
not just us. We're over 2,000 subs now, guys. Yes.
Can't believe it.
So hit that subscribe button.
Yeah.
Share it with your family members, your kids. You know, we definitely have a family-based channel.
Yes, we do.
Take every phone, every device you have, hit that sub button. You know, you guys are motivating us through hitting that sub button. We've watched our channel grow just over the last couple weeks, and we're so happy about that.
I'll say, did you see? Like, we'll wake up the next morning. Did you see it?
And not only do we have another Patreon giveaway coming up very, very soon, but we're hoping to hit a certain threshold on YouTube. So hit that sub button, and share it. And we're going to be doing a YouTube giveaway as well.
Yes, we will.
As a thank you to you guys. We appreciate everything you guys are doing for us. And I mean, it's cool. You know, hopefully we'll be monetized at some point. You know, we don't expect to get rich off of YouTube, but it's really, really nice to just set goals and watch as you do all of this work, all this editing, all this recording, and you're literally watching the process of you attaining some of the goals that you set for.
Exactly.
So tune in with us tomorrow evening, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to have a lot of fun. Very laid back setting. And, you know, hey, join in and we're going to have a blast. But it's Flawless Crested Geckos. Will, Audra, we out.